My name is Sana. Let's talk some politics. Imobi Akwaba, Eba platform way so. Now, I've told you once you see me here, that means Jandam Biaba, I was a yekumno. Now, and the Jandama yekumno, no, I want to show you something, right? I really want to. Let's watch this video. When they say NPP for Bebre now, they are talking about this video or more about a year miracles Aboagye abaso se waya de na video we de now miracles Aboagye, who is a communicator, Emma NPP, and there say oko good evening Ghana to Adomotri show so. Now wakwakoye analysis on galamsey. In fact, it's not really an analysis, a jandam on galamsey. And the thing in the say he's blaming the NDC or the two NDC so say galamsey a abananse yes say Ghana insuo no a NDC and a shasiye. Now I want us to listen to what Miracles Aboagye edi atuja. You would see the counter I'd want to give to him. Okay, no be answer the air course. You know, Miracles Aboagye.
It's a serious situation, but let's deal with the issues as we have it. First of all, I want us to answer a few questions. Is it true that galamsey started during the Akufo-Addo era?
Did anyone say that?
Yes, the president responded. He said, you see the level of damage that we've seen in the last 8 years, and this is a spin that the NDC and the president have been putting to the galamsey issue since their days in opposition. To the extent that, think about this, an 18-year-old person in 2024 who was going to cast his vote actually believed that galamsey started during the Akufo-Addo era. Because at the time, galamsey truly started.
Even when we're children.
No, but at the time,
call something galamsey.
At the time galamsey truly started, this 18-year-old was probably 10 years old.
No, even before he was born, galamsey has been going on for 30 years.
But go and talk to the 22-year-olds.
They believe Akufo-Addo brought it.
There was a spin. And that is why in the president's response, he still created the impression as if it's an 8-year problem. So is it the case? Okay. Number two.
Show us how.
Number two, you see, you mentioned galamsey has been an age-long thing. We've always lived with it. It's always been they go to the gold fields, they pick their way.
Part of that. It's
and then they try to mine from it and all of that. But the type of galamsey we are seeing today started between 2010 and 2011. The kind of galamsey on the river bodies and the forests and the reserves started in 2010, 2011. That is when it went haywire. So we used to have galamsey even from the colonial era.
Yes.
You remember the Sikasunsun movie?
Yes.
So it's an age-long thing.
Yes.
But you see, they did not go into the river bodies. They were not in the forest reserves.
Okay.
They were doing earth. So remember when we were kids, you will hear some people have died from galamsey. And they dig pits and enter the pits and all of that. But the kind of galamsey we are seeing today, the ones on the river bodies, started between 2010 and 2011. And this is a video.
When President Mahama was president.
Yes.
So clearly, what's it, Miracles Aboagye say, answer na Mahama bebano, na galamsey koso. But that time na galamsey no, yen say quiet. That time na galamsey no, yen say insu. Na Mahama baye no, and na galamsey na ye de say insu no, shasiye. And you see, one thing I'll say, and ayame de say, Musa Dankwa of Global Info Analytics, they be our kasa same way say, the more people like Miracles Aboagye or Mokasano, the more people leave the NPP. And if NPP, media and family, but if NPP for a penny year, they should tell that Miracles Aboagye say, and yan tron ebemo winning. If there's one person in Ghanaian politics, now he's known as Obia Wochan Tropa, a Dennis Miracles Aboagye. Asembia wo de beba betuja wo se wo ye analysis bia no bekum no na ye ntro e na branche wo twa. And I'm going to show you why I'm saying say e ye ntro e na Miracles Aboagye wo twa. Now what you are seeing right in front of you right now ye documents. Okay, this is a document. Now o hwe document ne so a or say Science Direct, Geoforum, Contaminated Identities, Mercury and marginalization in Ghana's artisanal mining sector, right? Inti galamsey ne friend galamsey no broni ka ho asema ono friend no artisanal mining. Inti they are talking about, this is a report, a scholar report, right? a school bi reports research bi a wo mo ba beye wo Ghana experiment bi a wo ba beye wo Ghana ehun report na school no etroye a school ben school no ne din de engineering and meba Department of Geography stroke Alliance for Earth Sciences, Engineering and Development in Africa, right? Pennsylvania State University. So Pennsylvania State University is a big university in America. In the university, no, on the Department of Geography, Geography stroke Alliance for Earth Science, the Engineering and Development in Africa. And as our USA University, no, omobabe research ewo Ghana ha. Now, our research as our USA University we ebabe na, they drew certain conclusions. And the data wa mo research no in 2007. 2007 Kufuor time. Miracle Aboagye try and say NDC time na galamsey ebaso. But this was in 2007, as you are seeing the date rightly on your screen. Osha received 14th January 2007. Received in revised form 24th April 2007. So the report was done even prior to 2000. The exact research was done prior to 2007, but they did the final report in 2007, which was Kufuor's era. Now, reports in Sembe no mokan reports. Let's go through it, and then I'm going to show you Enyamabia Wamokan reporting, right? Let's go through the report, and then you are going to see. Even when they say Kromha Sebi intro depa, and I say intro enye. Na clearly no, we are seeing it now. Osha was see. As for the causes, so this is it, right? I'm sorry that today I'm not showing my face. See, as for the causes of mercury contamination, miners agreed. No, before this, right? Before this, let us read. Let's read this. You read it no. So I want you to understand something. Maybe a report ni free, right? Let's understand where the report is coming from. So let me just position it well on the screen. So see, in Ghana, Mama Watias say artisanal small scale mining and artisanal mining no, and then galamsey no. See, in Ghana, ASM in the report, if you read the full report, galamsey no no more channel short after the ASM. It's who ASM will be a galamsey who has some no can. See, in Ghana, ASM mostly of gold has expanded dramatically in recent years. So as far as 2007, our motor reports or more try and say, na galamsey ya diebia akoswache. Or say the country is currently Africa's second largest gold producer after South Africa, with gold exports accounting for greater than 40% of total export earnings. Or see, over the past 10 decades, Ghanaian gold production from artisanal Ghanaian gold production from galamsey activities has risen tenfold and doubled since 1998. It was said since 1998, galamsey no de bia ekonenim. Or say accounting for an estimated contribution of $461.1 million to the national economy since 1989. Between 300,000 and 500,000 people are currently involved in small-scale gold extraction, which amounts to roughly 2/3 of Ghana's total gold miners. It was a galamsey now, and this award trim as far back as 1989. As far back as 1999, as far back as early 2000s, no, ye can galamsey na enkrofo tu. Inti, it is an establishment. Yeni na ye betumi emeki. Se galamsey na enyende ene shas here. Now, some part of the report asema wakan or say As for the causes of mercury contamination, now before I come to that again, but before we come to that again, let me show you another one, right? Before we come to that, let me show you another report, another one. So this one is the same report, right? The same report, but let us look at another section of the document, okay? See, on site 1, where mercury is used daily to extract gold, we relied on mercury indicator strips to test contamination in surface water and discuss potential health impacts of mercury use in collaboration with 50 miners. We asked the participants to identify on a locally drawn map all safe and contaminated water bodies and other spots on their sites. Then the indicator strips were explained, and 15 men volunteered to participate in the competition and sampled the spots they considered most contaminated. Nti nkrofo ne ba Ghana no, omo beye wo experiment no, omo ne Ghana fo na no mutu galamsey ni bi e kasaye. Na experiment no mu hu se Ghana nsuo ni bi ye contaminated from the galamsey. Nti omo fa eye galamsey fo ni bi na wo mu bi so omo. Se mo betumi atre ana ye tre mu nsuo na aye contaminated no, mo amonhwe nsuo no na mo hu contamination na eye den ekoso. And look at this side of the report as well. The last one there, we will come to that, but look at this side of the report as well. See, second, we describe an interdisciplinary pilot study conducted in August 2006 that sought to include galamsey in the assessment of mercury and other life hazards, drawing upon the ecosystem approach to health, known as eco-health. Research was carried out at 2 sites located in the heart of the Ghanaian gold belt in southwestern part of the country. By using a mixed and participatory methods approach, we assessed the daily hazards of men and women miners, explored participants' understanding of the causes and consequences of mercury contamination for human and experimental health, and identified and measured mercury contamination in drinking water in collaboration with the miners. Finally, we proposed to extend the theoretical boundaries of political ecology by integrating novel ideas from the environmental justice debate and the eco-health approach. We conclude with recommendations for more community involvement to build local capacity for enhanced human and environmental health in ASM sector. Say, steady ya womo ye report a womo ye. Omo ba ye report na hu baby a ye to go no insuo no. Omo hu say mercury ana there was contamination. Ewo Ghana ye nsuo ni mu. But omo hu say no omo no mu to galamsey no, they had no idea. Ase na omo nim de omo ye say ade a omo ye no contaminating nsuo no. But it tells you that galamsey ana ye tu ana say nsuo. Enya mahama time na sha ase. Senya miracles Aboagye pese Ghana for den egitum no. Now we come to the last part. That says as for the causes of mercury contamination, miners agreed that the 3 main channels were through the burning of mercury after amalgamation, dispersal of mercury in water bodies after spillage and rain, and contact with the mouth through unwashed hands after amalgamation. Inti water bodies na omo contaminated with the mercury no. Edien ena na omo ya air contaminated. Na asemo a wo kan say either say omo etu ade na wie eyusu mercury na wie ewie anomo akwa hohuru mu wonsuo nim. Either say omo be burning of mercury no. Here. And then mercury nankasa no air disperse after ebia spillage or after rain. And the report shows say the contamination of the water bodies no see na ekoso. Inti say sabe there is an academic research or academic report like this. And then you have someone like Dennis Miracles Aboagye come sit in front of Ghanaians and clearly lies to Ghana for say NDC are buying and as a type of galamsey we NHS. Clearly these are people that omon pen no kware NPP for yankrofobia omon pen no kware. Aside that, you see ade ye hi ewo wiase mu ne se obi ama bibia sei na afi nipa kro na akọ echiri eba beblemi wo ebia na wo kra na maybe even if you had a hand in it kra na wo na unsa na ewom no and send it to say the nipa kro ne say no, and that's the NPP for you. It's just like the dollar rate. Dollar rate no Kufuor time eno ye $1 is equal to 1 cedi. At a meal's time a free $1 to 1 cedi equal $1 to 2. Mahama buy a free 1 to 4. NPP buy number ye dollar no from 4 to as far as 16. Mahama buy nansia no sanso de dollar na back to 10. And now me no ka say dollar no akọ back to 12, 13 area. And there NPP for our mobile $5 no from 4 ediko 16 no. And there was in a radio so kasa. Oma will believe say Mahama oba nansia or between dollar no call 10. And the dollar no sanso rise yako 12 no. Or no complaining say Mahama bon. And that is the NPP party for you. And that's the same thing with this galamsey thing. Why? Because yet in our Kromhan who say no single president grantee mining your forest reserves and your water bodies in chain as seen President Akufo-Addo. When President Akufo-Addo came to power, Ononkwa or grantee over 2,000 licenses. Man Crawford say womon konko say ye kwaye mu. Na omo say ye kwaye no. Insuo na efefa ho nyina no mo say no because omutu galamsey ni wia insuo no mo hohoro nyama ni wom. Ene say insuo no. Nipa kro no ba be grantee 2,000 licenses or the man Crawford a womo kokko say ye kwaye say ye insuo no. Ende ne baba betena TV so ye analysis atre Ghana for say omo de galamsey no enye omo no mo ye na eye Mahama ene ye ya was oma galamsey no obi a wate na ba mu 8 years and they will be blaming Mahama. When the NPP is speaking, they speak as if say they've not been in power for all these years. And sometimes I wonder. Won't try your comment box. That's it.